Yesterday is directed by Danny Boyle and stars a new-to-film actor Himesh Patel, who plays struggling musician Jack Malik. One day there's a mystical worldwide blackout, and at that moment Jack ends up crashing into a bus. When waking up, he is the only one who remembers the band The Beatles, in addition to other classic things like Coca-Cola, cigarettes, and Harry Potter. He begins to try to get noticed as a musician, since he's been a reject musician his whole life, singing all of the Beatles classics that you might know, and eventually gets an agent played by McKinnon, who comedically manages Jack, and also Ed Sheeran, who plays himself quite humorously. This movie is hilarious. I laughed consistently throughout its almost 2-hour duration, and I really enjoyed it. The screenplay is clever and has lots of dialogue and circumstances that are undeniably really funny. There's a scene where Jack is trying to show his parents Let It Be as if he wrote it, and he gets interrupted 6 or 7 different times.
Hey. Jack's just playing us a new song.
Oh, what's this one called?
Leave It Be.
Let It Be.
Oh, excellent. Well, rock on, Jack.
When I find myself in times of trouble.
Would you like a drink, Terry?
Dad.
Well, I'd already heard that bit.
Yeah, I'll get beer, please, Jed.
Excellent. Carry on, Jacko. I'll be back.
Hurry it up, darling. You're losing the crowd.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes.
Hello, love. I'm just at Jed and Sheila's house listening to Jack's new song. Let him be.
Let it be.
Let it be. Listen, I'll call you back when it's over, all right? All right, carry on broadcasting, young man.
Maybe start after the first bit. I've heard it 3 times.
Christ, this is Let It Be!
Ed Sheeran has his own song, Shape of You, as his ringtone. That was also really funny. Speaking of Ed Sheeran, he does a really good job in this movie. I really liked his performances. I'm not really all that big into the Beatles, but I still enjoyed this movie, and there's actually quite a few songs that came out, and I was like, oh, I didn't know the Beatles wrote that. Okay. So as someone who's even not into the Beatles, I enjoyed this movie. There might be some diehard Beatles fans that notices some songs that are left out, or some things you might have wished that were added in. As someone who just went into this liking the idea and premise and thought that there could be some fun to be had with it, I think it delivered. The only thing that really didn't work for me with this movie was the romantic interest played by Lily James. They have a relationship where she's like his only fan before he's famous, and then after he gets famous, they have issues connecting. That part of the story didn't really hit emotionally like I think the film wanted it to. It's cute, it's slightly entertaining, this is a rom-com, but I think the strength of this movie is definitely the comedy. There's a lot of sequences where Jack says something that everyone should know about, and people are like, what's that? In particular, there's a scene where Jack asks the flight attendant for some Coke, and he's referring to a Coca-Cola, and she replies, pardon me, thinking he's referring to something else. And in a lot of these scenes where people don't remember what he's talking about, there's a fun cutaway to him searching things on Google and that thing not showing up, it referring to something else. And I found that to be really funny, and that happens quite often. Go watch Yesterday if you think this premise sounds interesting and if you really enjoy the Beatles. I'm going to give Yesterday a B. Let me know what you think about this movie in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this review, you can find more at EskimoTV.net. Be sure to like, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more icy and chilly Eskimo TV reviews.